Okay, so have you ever, I don't know, wondered if the Bible is kind of like a secret guidebook to, financial success?
Right? Like a hidden code or something.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not the only one, trust me. So today's deep dive, we're going to explore that whole idea.
Oh, this can be good.
We're digging into this podcast episode. It's called Biblical Riches, The Secrets of Lasting Prosperity.
Okay, that title alone has me hooked.
Right. You can't tell me you're not even a little bit intrigued. But it's not about, taking everything super literally.
Yeah, no, not like running out to buy a flock of sheep or anything.
Exactly. It's more about uncovering those, timeless principles that can, totally change the way we think about money.
Totally. It's like, what if your financial advisor suddenly whipped out a Bible verse?
Right. Imagine that.
Exactly. The episode starts by really emphasizing spiritual wealth, as like the bedrock of financial well-being.
Okay, so it's deeper than just dollar signs.
Way deeper. Think of it like this: contentment, generosity, all the things the Bible talks a lot about. Those become the foundation for, like, genuine financial peace.
Instead of just chasing, the next big thing or whatever.
Exactly. It's a different perspective for sure.
It's funny because we hear so much about, millionaires and these habits they all have. But this episode suggests those habits aren't so different from what's been taught, well, forever, basically.
Yeah, like it's not rocket science. It's more like ancient wisdom.
Yeah. Like, what did King Solomon and someone like Warren Buffett, what did they have in common?
Well, think about it. Both super disciplined, incredible long-term vision, and both were known for being wise stewards of their resources.
Okay, so break down wise stewardship for me. Like, what does that actually look like in our everyday lives?
It's about making choices with your money, on purpose, thinking about your budget, tracking your spending, not just letting it disappear into the
It's
void.
the old where'd my paycheck go situation.
Exactly. It's like if you were suddenly put in charge of a priceless artifact, you wouldn't be careless with it.
Oh, for sure not. Handle with care.
Exactly. This is about treating your finances with that same level of, like, respect and planning.
So less about deprivation and more about being intentional and, empowered.
Right.
Right.
100%. And speaking of empowerment, this episode is really big on how important education is when it comes to finances.
Oh, for sure. Knowledge is power and all that.
The Bible prizes wisdom above gold, which honestly feels even more relevant now with all the crazy financial stuff we have to deal with.
Absolutely. It's like you wouldn't just roll up to a job interview without doing your research first.
Exactly.
Managing your money deserves the same level of, preparation.
I love that analogy. Knowledge truly is power.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to your finances.
Yeah.
This episode really wants you to, understand the rules of the game.
So you can play it smart.
Exactly.
And it's like, who better to learn from than people who've actually, walked the walk?
Right. Those who've been there, done that.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about, ancient figures dealing with economies going haywire and, entrepreneurs building these massive, I don't know, empires or whatever.
Yeah. Their stories are full of wisdom we can totally use today.
Totally. Okay, so speaking of ancient wisdom, this episode brings up the parable of the talents. Have you ever, felt like you had this talent or skill, but you weren't, I don't know, using it to its full potential?
Oh, all the time.
Right.
Like, is this all there is?
Exactly. And this parable, it's kind of about that, but with money. Right?
Yeah. It's about recognizing we have these resources, skills, time, and yeah, our money too. And we're supposed to be multiplying them, not just letting them sit around gathering dust.
So it's less about, wishing you'd win the lottery and more about taking what you've got and making it work for you.
Exactly. It's about being proactive with what you've been given.
Okay, I am so here for that message. But what about those times when things get tough, Life happens, we hit financial roadblocks.
Oh, absolutely. Life definitely throws curveballs.
It does. So what then?
Well, the episode argues that even then, the Bible offers some guidance. There are tons of stories about overcoming debt, dealing with poverty, and coming out stronger on the other side.
Okay, so it's not all sunshine and rainbows then. There's some real, I don't know, struggle in these stories too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
These aren't just fairy tales. They offer practical strategies and, maybe even more importantly, hope.
Hope? Yes. Okay, I like that. So how do we go from just surviving to actually thriving?
Well, that's where this whole idea of growing your wealth comes in.
Okay, hold on. Before you go any further, I'm picturing us swimming in piles of gold coins like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, no, not quite.
Okay, good. Because I was about to call my accountant and tell him to build a vault.
It's not about greed. It's about using what you have wisely. to create something bigger, something that outlasts you.
So instead of burying our talents in the backyard,
We're investing them in something that can grow and flourish.
I like that. But it's not just about what we get back, right? There's got to be more to it than that.
You're totally right. It's about legacy. It's about shifting that focus from just getting to giving. True wealth, it goes beyond just your bank account. It's the impact you make, the lives you touch, the good you put out into the world.
It's like, that feeling when you help someone out and it's not about the money or like how much time it took. It's just, that feeling it's about making a difference.
100%. It's about the impact. And the episode actually brings up this verse from Proverbs. It says, "Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for their profit is better than silver, and their gain than fine gold." Like, it's saying that real wealth isn't just stuff. It's about, making your life match what you care about.
Okay, so we're talking about like really thinking about wisdom, not just with money, but with everything, right?
Yeah.
Like a bigger picture kind of thing.
Exactly. And it's wild? This episode says that thinking like that can actually, I don't know, make your whole life better. When your money and your values are like on the same page, it gives you this feeling of freedom. You're not just chasing paychecks. You're going after a life that means something.
So less about the digits in your account, more about having the means to, actually live a life you love, one that reflects what matters to you.
Exactly. It could mean you get to be with family more, or you've got the means to chase a dream, or you're secure enough to give back. What does that kind of freedom look like for you?
Whoa, now that's the million-dollar question, right? And I love how this episode is like, go ahead, dream a little. It's not all bills and spreadsheets. It's about imagining a future where, I don't know, your money choices actually help you live on purpose.
And the best part, you don't need to win the lottery or become some kind of financial whiz overnight. It starts with small steps. Just keep moving towards your goal.
Okay, so for our listeners out there, what's one tiny step they could take, like today, to start heading towards that financial freedom?
Oh, it could be so simple. Make a budget, put aside a little bit of money each month, even just reading up on some financial stuff.
Yeah.
The key is to actually do something, even if it's small, and keep doing it.
So much of this is like what's going on in your head, right?
Yeah.
You have to believe that financial freedom is possible and then actually take those steps, no matter how small, to make it happen.
Totally. Think about those Bible stories, those
Yeah.
successful people we talked about. It didn't happen for them overnight either. It was a journey, figuring things out, adjusting, and making choices along the way.
So if you're listening to this right now and you're feeling inspired to take control of your money and build a life that's truly wealthy, remember this: you've got the power to make it happen. Start small, be consistent, and don't underestimate what those little changes can do over time. It's not just about money, it's about making your money and your values work together to create a life you love.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Amen.
It's your journey, your vision, and you've totally got this.